Hello, you are welcome. The question here under binary operation states that a binary operation, this is defined on the set of real numbers by x asterisk y is equal to x plus y plus xy. Now the first question says calculate 5 on the operation -2. And then B, find the identity element. C, find the inverse of x. And D, state which element has no inverse. Now, for us to start this, let me go with question A first. I'll like us to just substitute direct. This one is quite simple. We just need to look at the operation here and say 5 on this binary operation -2 is equal to, now you can see this 5 here is x and this -2 is y. So in place of x here, we're going to substitute 5, and anywhere we see y, we're going to put -2. So I'm simply going to say x, which is 5 now. So 5, and then plus y, that is plus -2. This negative multiplied by this positive here becomes negative, so -2. And then plus xy, that is -2 xy, that is 5 multiplied by -2. That is the xy there. Now if we substitute further, we'll be having is equal to 5 minus 2, which is equal to 3. And then this is -10 multiplied by this positive value here becomes -10. And then finally 3 minus 10 will give us -7 as the answer. So -7 is the answer to question A. Now let's look at the B part of the question. The B says we should find the identity element. For us to find the identity element, what we just need to do is to take the identity element as letter E. For example, let's use the letter E for identity element. So back to this operation here, we're going to say the identity element, that is x on the operation. The identity element, we are taking it as E, is equal to this same value that started, this same value x. So that is how to obtain identity elements. So let me bring the operation out again so that we can see it clearly. We have x, that is, I'm writing this operation now. Let me put it in bracket here. I have x operation y is equal to x plus y plus xy. So this is the expression now. So now let's go ahead and use this to find our identity element. So don't forget, this is how to find identity element. You have x on the operation, the identity element E that we are taking as E is equal to this same x that started it. So that is how to find identity element. So I'm going to say x now, x on the operation of the identity element is equal to, now we are going back to this. It's just like S operation. In place of Y now, we now have E. So I'm going to substitute the value of X for X. But in place of Y, I'm going to substitute this identity element E. So I have X plus, in place of Y now, I'm going to write the identity element E. And then plus X multiplied by the identity element. That is XE. Don't forget, in place of Y, the identity element is equal to E. Hope that is okay. So the next thing now is to go ahead and substitute the value for this same X. Don't forget, we agreed that the identity element, once we put in the identity element, it should also be equal to this X, just as I've stated here. So this now is also equal to X. That is the value that we have here. So now I can simplify further and say x. Okay, let me leave the identity element values here because they are like terms now. So I have e plus xe is equal to, I have x on this side. This positive x, if it comes to this side, becomes negative x. And then I can now factor this place. Then what is common to these two is the letter e. The letter e is common. And then I open up brackets. So e divided by e, I have 1. And then xe divided by e, I'm left with x. So that when I expand this bracket, it takes me back to this. And that is equal to x minus x is 0. So by the time I'm looking for e, for me to get the value of e now, I'm going to divide both sides by 1 plus x. I also divide this by 1 plus x. So 1 plus s cancel 1 plus s, and I'm left with the identity element that I'm looking for. I'm left with e, and is equal to 0 over this is 0. 0 divided by any number is 0. So that means the identity element is 0. So we now have the identity element. Now let's move on to the next question that says, that is the C question, says find the inverse of x. So we are now going to find the inverse of x. So in order to find the inverse of x, what we need to do is to take the operation. So the operation is x now. Let me write letter C. The operation is x. On the operation, let the inverse be x raised to power minus 1. So we are carrying out this now. X, you can see it's x now. This time not x on y, on the operation on y, but x on the operation of the inverse of x. And that should be equal to the identity element. So once you carry out the operation on its identity element, on its inverse, it should be equal to the identity element 0. Don't forget our identity element is 0. So this is how to find the inverse. So the operation of that element on its inverse is equal to the identity element that we just calculate. So it's very important that you calculate identity element first before you can obtain the inverse. So now we are going back to this original expression again. Let me write it here again so that we can see it clearly. X operation y is equal to x plus y plus xy. So this is the original expression. Now, in place of that, in place of the y here now, we're going to substitute the inverse of x. So let me do that. And everything should be equal to 0. So I'm going to write x now as written here. So I say x, then plus y. But in place of y, I have plus x raised to power minus 1. That is replacing y now. And then plus xy. So that is x multiplied by, in place of y, the inverse, that is x raised to power minus 1. And everything should be equal to the identity element 0. So I can now solve and obtain the inverse that we are asked to look for. So now the next thing for me to do is to leave these two values here that have inverse because they are like terms. So I have x raised to power minus 1 plus x multiplied by x raised to power minus 1 is equal to, now this positive x, if it comes to this side, becomes negative x. Comes to that side, becomes negative x. So now the next thing to do is to factorize this one, because we have x raised to power minus 1 and x raised to power minus 1, and we are looking for this x raised to power minus 1. So we have to factorize this. So let me take out the x raised to power minus 1, which is common to both sides. Open up brackets. X raised to power minus 1 divide x raised to power minus 1 will be 1. And then plus this divided by this, and we're left with x. So that when I expand this, it takes me back to this original form. And that will be equal to negative x that we have here. So the next thing to do now is to divide both sides by this value in order to get our inverse element. So I divide both sides by 1 plus x. and then also divide this by 1 plus x. So this 1 plus x will cancel 1 plus x, and then I'm left with the inverse that I'm looking for. That is the inverse element, which is x raised to the power minus 1, and that will be equal to negative x over 1 plus x. So this is the inverse of the elements, and that's the inverse, the final answer for inverse. So lastly from the question, we have to find D, the D part of the question. Now let's see what the D is asking us. Question D says that we should state which element has no inverse. That we should state the element that has no inverse. So that is where we'll be moving to now, the element that has no inverse. So if you look at this D now, we already have this as the inverse. So for us to get the element that has no inverse, we need to look at the denominator. Because don't forget, if we have an expression such as x or negative x over 0, you agree that this expression is undefined. When you have the denominator as 0, it is undefined. So for there to be no element in this operation, it means this one has to be equated to 0, and whatever we have as the value of x is the one that does not exist, that does not have inverse. So I'm going to equate. So in order to do that, just simply equate the denominator to 0. So I simply say 1 plus x is equal to 0. And from there, x will be equal to, when this positive 1 goes to that side, it becomes negative 1. So the element that has no inverse is negative 1. When x is negative 1. So this negative 1 has no inverse, because definitely it will make this inverse expression to be undefined. So it is x that has no, it is negative 1 as the element that has no inverse. And that's the final answer. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like and share this video so that others can also learn from it. And don't forget to join me in my next video. Thank you for watching.